Oaklandside's attack on Derreck Johnson in the Oakland City Council race was racist. The Oaklandside, a new Oakland online publication by the person who owns Berkeleyside, and that has a $1 million grant from Google, owes Derreck Johnson, a candidate in the Oakland City Council race for the at-large seat, occupied currently by Rebecca Kaplan, who I endorsed, I should add, an apology, and just maybe a chunk of that $1 million. Its recent post attacking him for filing bankruptcy was nothing short of racist in my view, as an Oakland black media entrepreneur in the time of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And as a momentary aside, folks, I'm proud to report that Zenny62 Media's OaklandNewsNow.com that you're reading this on, or will read this on, is twice the size of Oaklandside in online traffic, and with a fraction of its budget. And it's black owned and black operated. Whereas Oaklandside has a black editor, but is white owned. And the person who wrote the post is white and male and has a track record of this sort of thing. Anyway, Oaklandside accused Derreck Johnson of being basically so proud as a black man to run television commercials saying he's successful that he needed to be taken down a notch by getting out the truth as Oaklandside saw it, the truth as Oaklandside was presented with by a source. I say that because I know where the information came from and who gave it to Oaklandside, regardless of what it claims. Moreover, it's no secret. Bankruptcy information is publicly available, folks. What Oaklandside did was simply make phone calls around town to form a story around the information it was giving. If Oaklandside were truly interested in the truth, it would have produced an article with information about all of the businesses of all of the candidates, without sensationalism. It's not hard, there are only 3, right? If Oaklandside was truly interested in the truth, it would have worked with Mr. Johnson to run a positive story about what problems he experienced as a black man keeping his business going. The story Oaklandside's racist lens caused it to miss was one that needs to be told at a time when everyone, from Facebook to Google, has some kind of initiative focused on financing black businesses in the wake of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. I mean, think about it, okay? Think about it. As Marcus Burke put it in the World Economic Forum recently, quote, following the murders of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and many other black people at the hands of police, companies have started to take a stand against systemic racism. Obviously, Oaklandside showed itself to be completely tone deaf to the times. In these times, America is beginning to wake up to the media racism that has worked to constantly paint blacks in a negative light. The kind of media racism that has been active in Oakland and San Francisco Bay Area media for far too long. And let's face it, folks, the kind of media racism that was served up to feed the desires of some in Oakland who are white for the most part and just don't want to believe anything positive about anyone black who dares say they're successful or holds a title. Those persons want to push blacks into the familiar image of being poor and downtrodden and criminally inclined. It's the kind of media the Oaklandside produced makes them oh so happy. Seriously, it's that sad stuff that must stop. In that, I must say, it's great the Los Angeles Times called out its own history of racism. And they did so in a video that you really must see. That's at Oakland News Now, as well as the LA Times itself, in its Reckoning with Racism piece. It's quite worth your time. It's only 7 minutes and 41 seconds of viewing. But please, definitely check it out before you move on to other things in your life. But I digress. It's very important to state that, but even then, the Los Angeles Times leaves out the racist lens that still apply today, because they look in the past, right? Back in the past, right? And one that Oaklandside uses. Moreover, one would think that other than mainstream media news publications, other mainstream media news publications would follow the Los Angeles Times lead. But to this date, crickets. For many who are white, racism only exists when the N-word is used or a black person is physically harmed or both. But real racism is evident in all aspects of life. And in many ways, and in media, it's expressed in how blacks are portrayed. As I saw it, here's the truth. Derreck Johnson did establish and run a business in Oakland that employed people, most notably black ex-prisoners who needed help. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. That's the success story that should be told, and that Derreck has the right to crow about. It's clearly a story Oaklandside didn't even think to try to tell, even though it was staring them right in the face. Oaklandside was way too focused on putting a cyber knee in Derreck Johnson's online neck. I got wind of this by a phone call from a friend. I called Derreck Johnson and we talked extensively. I told him that my first introduction to him was from an email from Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. I said it wasn't the first time that my god sister advanced a candidate to challenge Councilmember Rebecca Kaplan. I also told him that for those reasons, I thought of him as a Manchurian candidate. Yeah, I said that. He laughed and understood, and because I gave him a video platform on Oakland 62 to talk about running for office himself. Folks, I never sought to put him down. Blacks in America have had enough of media racism. Stay tuned.